Have you ever met someone on an online dating site and thought, wow, this guy is perfect for me, or she is simply amazing, only to find out they were hiding a deep, dark secret? They plan to vote for Hillary. FreedomLovers.us was created for singles who want to exchange ideas and a love for freedom. People who are looking for solutions to create and defend freedom in the real world, and at the same time, getting that once-in-a-lifetime chance to find their true soulmate. Whether you are interested in meeting your soulmate, making new friends, networking, or hanging out with that like-minded liberty lover, visit freedomlovers.us. It's the first free dating site and community. So patriots, don't waste your time with other dating sites. freedomlovers.us is the place where like-minded singles really click.
Here we go, guys. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and all United States.fm network. This is my favorite hour, the hour of love. Now, what do I do really here? The idea is to, relax and rest so we can fight another day. At the same time, also, the idea is to enjoy life. Otherwise, what means all this fighting, all this trying to understand and sharing the information? I mean, we gotta also enjoy life. I really believe it's fundamental. Otherwise, there is no purpose. So in this hour, normally what I do, we talk about recipes, we talk about different topics, like could be even funny little things, things that can enjoy, improve our life. At the same time, what is the most powerful thing normally we do have? I really believe that. It is love. And there are different forms of love, And one of the things I really believe every human being would like to have, beside me that I'm a monk, of course, it is to find the right person. And I think it's an important thing, especially when you find a like-minded person who believes in the same things we believe. That's why, a couple of years ago, I created this website that is free, by the way, And when you say free, it means really free. And this is not like the government that tell you, oh, it's free, and then you pay with your tax dollar. No, this is me as an act of love. And of course, through my sponsors, they're paying for it. So it's called freedomlovers.us, www.freedomlovers.us. And I invite anybody, I don't care where you're from, I don't care the color of your skin, I don't care about your accent. All I care is that we respect each other. We do not impose our will or beliefs to others. We live a left live. And of course, we believe in the basic foundations of pretty much could be in America, our Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, where every man, a human, should be created equal. Okay, that's the bottom line. Now, let's cut all this talk, because sometimes I talk too much. Today, I have back on the air a great guest. She's a great lady, great-looking lady, and she's very smart. And also, I really believe that she's the perfect catch, because if you believe in freedom and things that normally I talk on this show, I think, let me talk to her, because I don't want to talk for her. Jenna from Oregon, are you there?
Thank you.
Okay, are you there, Jenna?
Yes, I'm right here.
Perfect. Okay, so I don't want to talk for you because, after all, who am I? I just read about you. I want to let you talk. First of all, Jenna, where are you from exactly? Which part of America?
I live in Southern Oregon.
Okay, so, and you are in a big city, small city, which part of Oregon?
It's on the verge of being pretty rural. It's not a big city like Portland or New York City or LA. It's pretty rural.
Okay, so I want to go straight to the point. You're a good-looking lady, and
Thank you.
I don't want to waste time talking too much about things. Then I see that you're single. Okay, and I don't understand why, but that's okay. It's part of life, because after all, sometimes it's hard to find the right person. That's why I'm glad, and I want to thank you to be here to share who you are to the rest of our listeners. Who knows? Maybe I would like to be happy one day to know that through this show you found your perfect soulmate, okay? Or at least a friend. Let's start with that. Now, I don't want to go into ages because normally I don't ask ages to ladies, but just to give us an idea, because I don't want kids start to calling you, or maybe grandfather start to calling you. You sound pretty young from your voice, but if I had to put you in a generation, what type of age bracket could you put you?
Oh, boy. That's a tough one. I don't know. I'm pretty middle of the road, I'd say, like 30s, 40s.
Okay.
That kind of area there.
Okay, good, good.
If that's fair.
That's fair. That's fair. At least we have an idea. Now, let's go
Right.
straight to the point. You know, some women don't mind different age. Some women mind. What is, let's say, your ideal of friend slash lover slash maybe potential love of your life? What type of age? Should be your age, could be a little older, a little younger. Where you set your limits?
I don't have a preference. I can only say that I've never really dated older than me before, but I'm open. I mean, you never know. I mean, God's path is what it is. So, I mean, I'd always start out getting to know people as friends. I say that's a perfect foundation for anything, and wherever that goes, and that's where it goes. So,
Okay.
it's pretty open. I don't have put limitations on things. I mean, anything's welcome, I would say. You know,
I agree.
would just
I
leave it
agree.
at that.
And it's a very relative things that we created on planet Earth. After all, age, you know, because we need to set an age for everything. So, but sometimes does it really represent reality? Because you know, I see some, let's say, men or even women that they are, let's say, older than they look, or they are younger than they look. And it's not just about physical, let's say, aspect, but also in their brain. I mean, there are some people that they are in their 60s and they're so dumbed down, they look like kid, okay? And then you can find, for example, young men in their 20s, they're very mature and they're a completely different type of person. So it's very relative concept. I agree with you. I also physically, I tell you right now, I go to Walmart, sometimes I see men that's supposed to be pretty young, you know, under 50s, and they look like they're ready to go. I mean, seriously, already going
Right.
on this wheelchair. I mean, it's so sad, you know. So I say age is relative, seriously. But, you know, just because. Now, I heard you mention the word God, okay? On this show,
Yeah.
normally I do not preach because I'm a sinner, okay? I'm a Christian, but I'm a sinner. I try to, you know, how can I preach to others? But I like to share, of course, my beliefs, especially from people that they, like you, that you believe in God. And this is a free place. You can say whatever you want. It's not like the government that they're going to somehow fine you if you mention God, okay? So, and it's important. I think it's a good foundation, especially if you want to meet somebody else. They must know where you believes. So is it for you, let's say, your Christianity, something pretty important when you find somebody else? Let's say tomorrow you find a guy that is, I don't know, believes in Buddha. That could be a problem for you?
Based on what I've dealt with in the past, I have my Christian beliefs. I don't push my beliefs on anybody else. What they believe in is what they believe in, and then they're free to do that. I don't. What they believe in isn't going to hinder on my beliefs, and they're free to believe in who or what they do, and that's fine. There can be two different belief systems under one roof, and in sitting in one car and at one table. That's perfectly fine with me. I'm willing to learn about theirs as long as they're willing to learn about mine. If they don't want to learn about mine and don't want to share, that's fine too. It's a personal choice.
Okay.
So that's not a make or break deal there either. I will always carry mine with me. I don't preach to other people. I just mentioned it, you know, that's just my path in life. So I don't put it out there all day long. And for someone else, you know, I'm not into people who are going to push it on me. I won't push it on anybody else, but I will take time out of my day for myself.
Okay.
If you know, I will just make that known, so hopefully I'll be respected enough, you know, if I want to take a little time, and that's okay.
But in ideal,
that's all.
in ideal world, would you like probably to have another Christian man? Just because, I mean, if you could choose.
If that was the ideal situation, yes, it would. I would hope that it would make it a little bit easier to maintain a relationship that way when two people have that common ground. Yes, in an ideal situation, absolutely.
Okay, very good. Okay, this is good. At least you open, but of course, you know, I think it's fair. You know, honestly, myself, you know, I tried to in the past when I was younger to date, you know, women from other culture, and didn't really work very well in some areas. You know, and
it does clash sometimes.
Yeah.
I've had that. You know, there are people that don't have any beliefs at all. And it was more of a clashing at times, and it sometimes can pull you away from your belief system, and that's when you can see things fall apart.
Yeah.
You know, if I pull away from my roots, then I'm going to have an inner conflict, and I'm not going to be happy, and that's when things fall apart. So yes, I understand that.
Yeah, because even if you don't want, of course, you don't want to change somebody else, but then at the end, you see that there are some walls, there are some areas that you don't even live together anymore. And it's tough sometimes to think, if you believe that one day you're going to be the rest of eternity with somebody, and you think, oh my God, that person maybe did not do the thing I believe could be together. It's almost, I don't know, it's hard. I understand that. But, love sometimes it's blind. And sometimes always we think we want to overcome some other things. Or maybe even, I don't want to say word change, but, it's always our human nature sometimes to try to think to, let's say, I don't know, change probably. Anyway, but beside that, okay, we got that down. Now, question. First of all, I have a question. You're a good-looking lady, and by the way, I invite everybody to see your photos. And I have a website. It's called lovegansfreedom.com. Normally, what I do, I post the link from my guest directly to their Facebook page, so people can go there, check you out, see you, contact you if they want. If you don't like and block them, that's fine. Okay, but the point is, you're a good-looking lady, you're a smart lady. It seems like you know a lot of things about what's going on in this world. Now, you're not a kid anymore. You have been married before?
Pardon me?
Have you ever been married before?
I was married a long time ago, yes.
Okay, so you already have some family experience. But now you are single, you're divorced, I guess, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what at this time of your life, what exactly are you looking for? For a friend, for maybe more than a friend, or a lover, or maybe really a new chapter of your life to start a new life together? What is exactly right now would you look for?
I'm looking for, in the most ideal of situations, is to find someone who's my partner to walk the rest of my life with. Whether it's to start off as friends on a new journey, to enjoy new adventures, to try new things. This awakening has been an amazing experience, and just the most amazing part of my life so far. I have my children, and that is the greatest gift ever. But what's going on right now as far as the movement and freedom and learning all these things, as soon as I've become awake, it's been just amazing. The people I've met and the family I have now is just, it's such a blessing. And the only thing missing from this right now is someone to share this with. And I think if I can find someone, even, if it's a slow process, that's fine. Just knowing that it's a process and it's going in the right direction, that's something worth having. And waking up every day knowing that you have someone to share that with seems to be the most ideal and the most fantastic. There's so much going on, and to have someone to have those intellectual conversations with, and someone to bounce off ideas from, and to listen to them talk, and to have the same intensity and energy from, and the excitement levels of all the things that are happening, and to go and experience these things with, is exactly what I want to have. I want to have the same passion.
I understand.
Come from somebody else that I have. So that's what I'm looking for.
Very good. And I understand. We are really in a situation that it is not like probably, I don't know, even 50, 40 years ago, things, they were never perfect. But for sure right now, things are on the open. You cannot be more clueless. You say, okay, everything's fine. Nothing's fine. We are living a reality that's almost like a sci-fi / horror movie, 1984 on steroids. And I tell you, I have a hard time myself to even socialize with people unless we at least know some basics. And doesn't mean that we need to agree. No, we don't need to agree on everything, but at least know some fundamentals, exactly what's happening to this country and around the world. And then at that point, I lose respect otherwise. I try to help others. Don't get me wrong. Ignorance can be fixed. I was ignorant. We were ignorant. It's always a lack of knowledge, and that we can fix that. But when I see arrogance, I have a problem with that. That's
exactly.
So
you can't fix stupid. I tell people that all the time, and it gets tiring. And you can't go out there and just strike up a conversation with anybody these days. I mean, our circle is. I mean, there's a lot of us out there, but in essence, it's really small.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to find people to talk to and interact with. And I find myself for lack of a better word, we're isolated.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to find. Yes, we have like-minded friends, but we're so few and far between, and it's so vast And it's like, it's like walking in a desert. Every once in a while you'll see something, strike up a conversation. No, that's just a mirage.
Yeah.
That's just a falsehood. And, you lose hope and you're like, that person, I thought that they were going to go seek knowledge. And no, I was just talking to them and they agreed with me just for the sake of staring at me for 20 minutes. And then they were gone.
Yeah.
And, I don't, there might not be a lot of time left, but I really enjoy whether I have 10 years, 20 years, or 40 years. I don't know what our time frame is, but I'd really like to find someone. They don't have to look like a movie star. It's, I'm at the age, it's not about what you look like on the outside. Yeah, there's got to be some form of attraction. We're all adults here.
Yeah.
But the most attractive thing to me is a beautiful mind.
Yeah.
And if you can have a conversation with me, and then you can, want to be out in nature, you want to go fishing, you want to go shooting with me, you want to go hunting, you want to go to the coast, you like amazing food, I'm all over the map. I have so many interests. But if you're just going to sit down and lose yourself in a television or a video game, I just cannot handle that. And I have adults around me that are like that. And as far as I'm concerned, they're not utilizing what they have.
Mm-hmm.
They're just giving in, and I refuse. I mean, I seek knowledge on a daily basis. I'm using my brain power, and I'm seeking people, and I'm doing things. I'm out there in my local government, and I'm making a difference. I'm reaching, and I'm trying to reach people. I'm out there, and that's what I want. I want someone that's giving their energy and their passion, and I want someone to share that with. And like I said, I don't care if it's 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. I just want to know that there's someone that's in this fight with me. Whether this whole place just blows up in 10 years or 2 years or whatever it is, I don't want to die tomorrow and be like, I'm by myself.
I understand.
That's a shame. That's the whole point.
You just answered to a couple of my questions. One was, yeah, it's good. I'm glad, and it's great. It came out natural. What pretty much turns you on and what turns you off in another man. In a man. That's good. At least you're straightforward, and that's very important. Very important, because as you said, at this point in our lives, yes, physical appearances, they are still important, but probably the mind, I always believe, the most charming thing out there. If we have even the most beautiful man or the most beautiful woman, and then you realize that there is like a rock inside that brain, or there is just apathy. I hate apathy. It's like, at that point I can buy blowing dolls. I mean, that would be better probably. It'll to save the money, but seriously, that's my point. You're right, and I agree with you completely. Seriously. Now, I like a little bit to talk about zodiac sign. Hope I said right. Not because I'm completely into that, but I tell you, I've been studying when I was younger in Italy. It's a science, so much that there is in some faculties in psychology, they also make studies that there are some sort of behavior, let's say, general behavior,
right,
if done correctly, of course. I'm not talking about the zodiac, that you read in the newspaper, but done correctly with your sun and the different stars and planets, that really can somehow create some sort of let's say, an astral summary of your personality. Okay, so what is your zodiac sign? I'm just curious.
Well, I'm a Libra, so right off the bat, I am very OCD, but I've toned myself down. I seek balance on a daily basis.
Okay, I understand that. Very good. And normally, what is in your past experiences? Of course, there's always the exception. What is the other sign that you were really getting along, and the sign that normally you couldn't get close to it?
Back when I was younger, the one sign that I used to clash with all the time was a Gemini. But now it seems that most of the people I'm around that I do get along with are Geminis. It's very odd.
Okay, interesting. Very good. Now, listen, as I said, this is not much about which party you are, because honestly, I don't believe in party. This is anymore about parties. We've been proven that they are just another way to divide American people. But let's say in values, okay? We have our own common values. You are my Facebook friends. Even maybe we don't agree on everything, but I know we agree most of the things when it comes down, for example, to sovereignty, to freedom, individual rights, and stuff like that. But if you want to, let's say, name yourself according to some sort of generic, between libertarian, Republican, conservative, whatever, liberal. Give yourself a name so people can understand who you are, what you believe.
Well, I had to do a lot of studying on this last year because I was very confused about it. When I was brought to the awakening process, I really didn't have a real understanding of the whole spectrum. So it was brought to my attention to read up on this because I really didn't know. Okay, and this spectrum is pretty, it looks really confusing. But if you look at it now as far as Democrat, Republican, they're actually pretty close. They're not really left or right. They're pretty much not too far apart.
Yes,
the ones that are really far apart are you have, your Libertarian, your Tea Party, and your Conservatives are more to the right. And then your Socialists, Communist, Capitalist, Democrat, Republican are the ones that seem to be on the left. So the whole spectrum is a little bit askew. So where I fit in here is where you used to have conservatives were the Republican side, and then you had your liberals and your Democrats. It's a little bit confusing. I'm a very far right, so depending on if your spectrum has your Libertarian and your Tea Party and your conservatives, either they're all clumped together as one or they're all three separate entities, depending on who you talk to and which part of the country of the United States that you're in. I would say that I'm more Tea Party libertarian, so to speak.
Okay. So you
category.
believe like in small government and let's say also individual responsibility. And when it comes down to economics, let's say sort of conservative way, the government shouldn't waste dollars in programs, but at the same time, as a libertarian, do you believe also the government should not legislate immorality? For example, let's say, I want to drink, okay? And in some states, they really try hard, for example, to make legislations that Sunday I cannot buy a beer in some parts of the state, I'll give you an idea.
If you go to Utah, you cannot buy alcohol.
Okay.
And if you're in New Hampshire, you cannot buy alcohol, absolutely.
And that's for me is wrong, regardless of my beliefs, that's supposed to be my self-responsibility, and I don't
That's your choice as an adult over 21. It's your choice.
Exactly,
Correct.
exactly. And that's exactly where I stand too, because I'm completely for, small government and this sort of form of conservative form of tax dollar, honestly. But unfortunately, both parties, as you said, there is no difference. They're doing exactly the same program. Obama is continuing what Bush started, and now the new Republicans, they're pretty much helping Obama to continue his job. But that's another story. The reality is that it really bugs me when I see a politician that just because he got a seat, he thinks he can rule my life in my private life. For example, as I said, alcohol. I'm not an alcoholic person. I just drink, honestly, wine with my meals and enjoy my alcohol as some sort almost health food for me. But I know
Exactly, or it's social. It's a social when you're with people, and it's a conversation piece, and it brings people together and they talk.
Yeah.
And that's what's meant. It's not the devil's spirit as they proclaim it to be. And if people knew the foundation of what the spirits, per se, in quotation marks, the way it started back with the Indians and everything else, it was meant for the same thing. They sat around. It was a congregative thing. They sat around, whether it was whatever they were smoking, and it was to bring people together, had people talking about ideas. It was never for the government or one entity to come down and dictate to another when they can and can't have this said.
Exactly.
It was never supposed to be that way. It's a personal choice.
And there is also freedom of choice. The point is, only God can judge us, not some, petty government, elected or whatever person out there can tell me if I go to heaven or to hell, how many times I need to drink or smoke or do something. That's for me very disturbing. So this is good because unfortunately, and I said, not because they believe in that, because the problem that they want to impose their belief in others. Sometimes I have people that we agree on many things, but then when it comes down to personal responsibility in our moral life, And always with the condition, be sure that we do not infringe on other people's rights. The point is I can drink all the wine I can afford with my own money, not with the EBT card. But at the same time, I better be home, locked myself in the house, and I do not touch the car if I'm drunk. That's the bottom line.
Exactly.
And
your personal choice should not hinder on anybody else's well-being. It is strictly you and only you. And if this government would understand that, you know what, just because you are a person of power, it doesn't mean that you have the right to have a God presence, and your personal choices need to harm or infringe on any one other person.
Exactly.
If they could get that through their thick skull, then we wouldn't have half these problems we have.
Exactly. Like, for example, even this transgender stuff. I don't know where you stand, but I tell you briefly where I stand. If you want to be, if you like to put a wig, okay, and make you feel happy and excited, whatever, aroused, that's your business. Don't just show it to me, because honestly, I wouldn't like to see, even if you are normal. That's your business. If you have a boyfriend, I don't need to see your, personal effusion in public. You do it in privacy, okay? And regardless if you are straight or forward or between, okay? That's your business. But of course, now the story that they want to impose this behavior to, let's say, the bathroom story, okay? I mean, what the heck? I'm all for open and be understanding all the stuff, but when I say in your home, you can do whatever you want. You can, have a relationship with your broom if you want, okay? It's none of my business. But now you tell me that my wife or my girlfriend or my daughter or my grandmother should be abused to see a man just because in the day wakes up and he wants to put a wig and he can unzip his pants in front of them. I have a problem. What is your position on that?
In my group, this is supposed to be one of the things I'm supposed to stand on a soapbox and make a big deal in my local government, and I am really adamant about making this my soapbox standing argument. And the reason why I have a problem with this is, just like you said, whatever you want to do is your business. It should never be because you have a personal thing that you want to do that you have to make your personal issues my problem. I don't feel that because you want to be different, that it now has to become my grade school child's psychological damaging issue. You want to have a transgender problem? Fantastic. You don't feel comfortable because someone's telling you it's okay to be different in that way, and we're going to make this now a social issue. I have a problem because now my fifth grader has to learn that there's another way besides being a boy or a girl in sex ed. There's now this other thing, and they're going to teach him about gay sex instead of how to make a child and how not to make a child and protective sex, et cetera, et cetera. Sex ed, when I was a kid, it was, this is how you reproduce, and this is how you have safe sex, and that was the end of sex ed, end of discussion. Now they're teaching these kids that this is how boys are, these are how girls are, and this is how gays are, and these are how transgenders are, and this is how you can turn yourself into the sex that you think you want to be. And by the time we're in high school, there is no gender whatsoever. Everybody's the same. Yep. So now the rainbow has an extra color on it because that's the transgender one, and the non-gender color, because you know what? We have to accept everybody. And you know what? God made two genders. And I'm sorry, but when you're born, it either says boy or girl. It doesn't say non-Pacific. So you know what? If you can't figure out who you are by the time you unzip your pants to go to the bathroom, you do not belong in one of the other bathrooms. You either figure it out. If you can't figure it out, hold it until you get home. Because my daughter is not going in that bathroom, and I don't care who you are. If you feel pretty today and need to use the girls' room, I can make you look like a girl in 2 seconds, and then you can go ahead and go in there.
I was thinking about, you said something like they should probably use the bush, okay, getting out. But my
There's
point,
a tree outside. Feel free to use it. Yeah. I have no problem with that.
The sad thing. Yeah, you're right. No, I understand. It's very serious because, unfortunately, it's real and almost funny, but if it wasn't so serious. Right now, if you have a child going to school, think about that.
I have children in school, and this is what makes me sick.
Wow.
And it's idiocracy because, I looked at this the other day when, all this stuff's going on, and I'm like, okay, this is a smoke screen for something big going on. Does anybody else not see this? And I'm seeing all this crap on Facebook, and I'm looking at this, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, why are the really big people in government pushing this? Why are the big departments, what are the lobbyists doing?
Yep.
And I'm thinking, are there so many sick, and forgive me for being rude, but are there so many sick people in government? Do they need to use these restrooms? Are they the ones behind the sick, twisted ways of learning that they're not going to fund our programs in our public schools because there's some sick, twisted stuff going on? What is the UN really trying to do to our country that they need to get all this stuff in place first? Is this really, are we going to become an enslaved nation once they get this in play, since we can't manufacture anything anymore? We are not a customer service nation anymore. We can't grow anything anymore. We can't build anything anymore. You're going to poison our water, poison our food. What are we going to be? Are we? What is? I'm really starting to think that since everything has been sent overseas and our money is really worth nothing anymore, it's just a piece of paper. What are they really going to use the Americans for? If you're going to turn us all into he, she's, or it, I'm really confused. So I'm trying to think outside the box here, that if our government, the big people, are now trying to poison our kids to thinking that you're not a boy, you're a girl, and you're telling the girls, you're not a girl, you're a boy.
Yeah.
And if you're starting to get us all on chemicals and our bodies are changing and all of a sudden we turn into nothing, what are they turning us into?
Let me tell you what in my journey, of course, it never ends. You know, we're always learning every day. But so far, what I was able to find out, answering to your questions. You ever read the book Brave New World by Aldous Huxley? Okay, Brave New World. You can get it on Amazon anywhere for a few dollars. It's a book that is prophetic. This man was a globalist, okay? He believes really that there must be some sort of this elite of humanity that they can control the rest of us. But how can they do that? First of all, they need to destroy the family, okay? Like even 1994, there was not even more really a family unit, okay?
Right.
And most important, you know, you must be destroyed morally. And I'm not a moral person. As I said, I'm a sinner, okay? I'm not like some sort of a pious holy guy. I'm a regular guy, maybe sometimes less than regular. But in this case, I tell you, I understand these people are evil because the idea is to destroy the family by design.
I've seen this chapter that you're talking about, though. I haven't read the book, but I know what you're talking about.
And as you said, you mentioned something very important chemically. In this book, it was in some sort of a novel, but was pretty much like his master plan, or at least according to what the elite supposed to do, or what they're doing anyway, using chemicals in the water and in form of pharmaceutical, like right now you see everybody's over-medicated. At least 1 out of 3 they get mental medication, pills for the brain. They want to add lithium in the water supply. Fluoride is already there last 50 years.
Lithium, fluoride, Ritalin, all that stuff.
Yeah, so the point is you create some sort of almost subhuman /slave population, okay? That they really don't have anymore a family unity. Because why? Because the family must be substituted by the state. And this is a classic example that you can see in every tyrannical government. Like, for example, in Cuba, you know, when you're 5, 6 years old, they take you away from the family and they put you in these state facilities where they raise you, like, and they let's say, shape you around the government, let's say, not conspiracy, excuse me, government propaganda, okay? It so happened in China, so happened in Italy during Hitler. They still happen in Italy, by the way, because you must go to public school. There is no way you can get out of that. There is no even homeschooling, really, okay? So you're pretty much, so that's the point. And that at that point, once they have you under the school system, that also is not more than just reprogramming your minds, and at that point with the chemical and the television and the food, and of course, morally destroying the values that normally built a nation like America, okay? America wasn't perfect, but was built on a basic, very simple concept of family as a unit. And that's what really made this country successful. With freedom and this foundation of family, it was able to prosper. That's really what, now they want to destroy even that. So this is not an accident. These politicians, they are not just getting too high on alcohol or drugs.
No, this has been going on for over 30 years, and you've seen the breakdown of the American family since then. You have two parents working.
Exactly.
Daycare they thought was a godsend, and that was the epitome of the breakdown there. And you had school lunches where they cooked lunch, and now they don't cook. It's processed food. There's chemicals already in it. So it's the government-funded lunch program. It's like prison food.
Yes.
You think there's nothing in there? Why do you think kids are acting out and they're more violent these days? Kids are on computers and kids are on video games. This is all planned. They're in front of a TV. Why do you think kids misbehave? Oh, put them on Ritalin. God forbid you let them play outside and have recess or gym class. There's no more gym class.
Yeah.
This is all planned out.
Yes.
This has been in succession over decades rather than Hitler's way of doing it in 3 to 6 years. This is all been in the works since when right after Kennedy got shot. This is exactly what was supposed to go down. And I've seen it since I was a kid. I'm like, women belong at home, taking care of their families, cooking and taking care of a house, going to the store, making sure that their husbands are taken care of and their children. That's the way life's supposed to be. I don't belong here in this era that's going on. But I'll tell you what, since I am here, I know I'm meant to make a difference, and I know what my purpose is. My purpose is to talk to people and make a difference and get the word out and to make sure that I make a difference as a patriot. That's the only thing I can possibly think of is to make a stand. I'm going to be known for something.
You're right. You say something important, by the way. I'm going to have pretty soon, maybe next show, one person that I met 12 years ago is a friend of mine. And as you said, you want to make a difference. Even just waking up another human being, another fellow American, you can make huge changes. And I remember 12 years ago when I met this gentleman, is a Vietnam vet, and he was talking about this New World Order and sometimes, and I already knew something, don't get me wrong, but I didn't have enough time to metabolize and go deep into this topic. The point is, one person that can take the commitment after they know the truth, to share the truth, at least what they know so far that is the truth, he can put a seed in somebody else that can create a tree. I mean, now, for example, 12 years later, I'm here. I do what I can with my humble radio show and my internet, whatever I can do, my songs, and I'm obsessed. My job, my mission, as you said, try to wake up other fellow Americans and also people from around the world, because this is not just a problem in America, it's a global problem. So anyway, this is so important. I really want to thank you, first of all, to be my friend, because it's an honor to have a lady like yourself who knows enough to say, you're learning, and at the same time, you're already at the new stage that you want to always learn new stuff, and you want, of course, maybe meet somebody. What's going on there? Are you having wrestling with something there?
No.
I hear.
No, I just walked. No, my roommate was cooking something down there. I apologize.
I want to just make sure everything was okay. Maybe somebody broke into their house or wherever you are.
No. No, I believe me, you hear gunshots.
Okay, listen. I was talking about roommate cooking something. You're normally, I'd not say that every lady knows how to cook, but I think you like to cook. I have that feeling. What is your favorite recipe? Let's say we have a date, okay? And this wonderful man that is coming to meet you, and you want to surprise him with a nice special dinner. What would you cook for him?
Oh, my goodness. I would have to know what he likes to eat, because everybody likes different things, but I love to cook. I absolutely love to
forget
cook.
About forget other people's taste. Let's talk about your taste. What do you like to eat? What do you like to cook?
If it was summertime, I could probably make some Jamaican sweet and spicy chicken and bacon wrapped asparagus and some Jamaican rice, that has the peas and the black beans in it and the cilantro and the lime juice and everything. So something like that.
Okay.
If they like, if they're into some of the stuff, like my family kind of likes to have elk, so elk steaks if they like that, and red potatoes, or I don't know. I like to play. I like to play in the kitchen. I'm like a little mad scientist, so I like to.
Okay.
I like to cook.
You like meat anyway. That's the point.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you're good. Sometimes
I'm
everybody's
not
different.
I'm not a vegetarian. I mean, I love my veggies, but I definitely have to have my meat too.
Okay.
I'm balanced. Remember that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Everybody, as I said, I am I'm not a vegetarian myself, but in the last 5 years, I had some sort of, I don't know, I don't want to call it crisis. It's just different taste. I don't eat any more mammals. And I still eat chicken, so I'm not like, I don't eat animals, okay? And if I have to eat, I eat everything, okay? If I'm starving, I'm not going to ask too many questions for survival. But if I can spare the mammals, I normally go with fish, or of course eggs, cheese, and of course I like pasta. I know that's my background anyway. But that's
Well,
it.
I grew up on the East Coast, so pasta was a big deal. People out here on the West Coast, they're like potatoes and that's it, and rice. And I'm like, well, what about lasagna? What about, crab meat stuff, manicotti? They're like, buy it. And I'm like, oh, forget it. You guys don't even know what pasta is.
Okay, Jenna, let's have it for a moment. I am your Aladdin little genie, okay? And whatever you say, I'll make it happen. I'll try, okay? Give me now your ideal. If we can write it down, okay? And I said, of course, there is no probably perfection in this world. After all, we are living on planet Earth. There is always something we're not going to find exactly as we wish. But if we can write it down and I could make a miracle for you, at least a little special desire, make it real. Let's start with a description of this man that he could open this new chapter of your life and share with you this journey of learning, having fun, enjoying, and be prepared for what's coming here on planet Earth. Let's start. Physically, appearances. How would you like this man?
Physical.
Physical. Let's start with physical.
I would say, well, okay, here's one thing that's people say is odd, but I don't think it's odd. I've always liked taller people. So something over 6'2" if possible.
6'2"?
At least, yeah.
Okay,
I don't know why.
Okay,
I don't know why.
Okay, let me write it down. 6'2". I got that, Mark. Okay, go ahead. Next.
I've always liked dark hair.
All right, dark hair. So if somebody's blonde, gonna be second choice, right?
Well, I mean, it could happen. I've just never, I don't know.
Okay.
The dark hair is, the dark hair,
Okay.
I don't know.
6'2", dark hair. Okay, done.
Yeah.
Then let's go for
Sweet.
Now, what's next? Well, let's go down.
Sense of humor.
Sense of humor. Okay. That's like more into the behavior. Physically.
Oh, I'm still on physical?
Yeah, I mean, we just got the let's say the height and the hair color. Now, let's go a little bit body type.
Body type.
Would you like the intellectual? Would you like the I don't know, athletic type? Would you like the couch potato guy?
I'm not into those muscle bound like bodybuilding people because they're just they're too busy worrying about I gotta go to the gym right now and they're too busy with themselves.
Good.
So they have to take care of their bodies. Don't get me wrong, but I mean they can look good, but they don't have to have like. I'm not into the just overwhelming like the way Arnold Schwarzenegger used to look back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be muscle bound and all crazy. I mean, it's just an average, good looking, well kept.
Yes, like not natural, like way a person is working out outdoors and doing things, and even just work out in a natural way, without taking any type of steroids or spending 12 hours a day in front of a mirror.
I don't want a guy that's going to sit on the couch and have 10 rolls of fat and, he's eating a crate of Doritos. I will not put up with that. I take care of myself, so they should do the same.
Good. Okay, we got covered that part. Now, let's go to the behavioral part.
Okay.
Well, you were saying something like, let's say, sense of humor?
Sense of humor.
Okay.
Obviously, I need someone that is somewhat intelligent because it would drive me crazy. I don't do well with stupid.
Okay.
Or lack thereof. Book smarts is one thing. I always tell people, if you bought your education, that's great. If you don't take it or you don't even have to go to college. I don't care. If you've taken what God gave you and what you have, and you further your knowledge yourself, if you seek knowledge, I think that's fantastic. You don't have to have a bachelor's, an associate, a PhD, a doctorate. You don't have to have that. As long as you are out there and you're learning, that's the most important thing.
Wow, that's good. This is really good. Yes, and I agree with you, because honestly, the fact that you have a piece of paper doesn't mean anything. I know people that has the highest, more expensive degrees. They don't even know how to spell the last name, seriously. So that's important, and I agree. So good. Now, you live in Oregon, and let's say, you know, life can change everything. But right now, to be realistic, your friend slash new partner, or whatever we want to call him, how close should be to make it happen to you? How many miles? Give us like some sort of a city that we can have as a referral point.
Oh God, ideally I would love them to be in Oregon, but I mean, for me, I wouldn't want to leave here.
Are you ready?
I wouldn't want to live anywhere else but here.
So you want to stay in Oregon? That's the idea, okay? So it would be nice to have a guy that would be somehow at least from your place, you know, not that far. Are you far?
Or if they were willing to come here.
Yes. So you open to invite? I mean, to try to build something in Oregon, because you got family there, right?
My Patriot family, yes.
Yeah. So you got family and everything else. Perfect. Listen, at this point, I'm going to do some hocus pocus, couple prayers, and maybe you never know, somebody's listening. And I also want to invite you to go to freedomlovers.us, and it's completely free. It's up to you. You know, you can go there, check it out. You can create an account. There is no even credit card. There is nothing. You can put also another name. Nobody really cares, okay? And there is a way that when you're there, also you can put your photos, your hobby, create blogs. And as I said, this is more than just dating. It's also to sharing things that you know. You can upload videos. You have a private chat room and things like that, completely free. At the same time, I really hope maybe somebody somewhere listening to the show that is not just in Maui County, Arizona, but through the internet now. We got listeners even in Australia, in Germany, Ireland, Scotland. It's amazing, the internet, what it's doing. So maybe somebody, who knows, maybe everything is possible. So I really want the best for you, because you're a great lady. I've been following you, what you're doing. Also, you're a very good looking lady and smart. You deserve the best. As I said, life is short. Let's enjoy it, okay? So I want to give you the last 2 minutes. Whatever you want to say, you close. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that it's been pretty awesome to talk to you on the radio, and you're great at what you're doing, and I hope that whoever's listening can make sure we get this Patriot movement going and have everybody safe, and pull through your coffee line. I like that stuff. And yeah, just keep sharing with each other. Let us grow, let us learn, and just keep sharing. That's really it. So thank you for sharing with me.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you very much. Guys, you're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. We look at Zanna. We go a little break. I will play a song dedicated to Jenna Lynn and to the special man who's going to come in her life. And I want to remind you to go to freedomlovers.us. And also, when you go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com, there is a section called Love. Normally, I'll post the photos of the singles, and there is a link directly to their Facebook friend page. Okay? So don't go away. Little song, and then we come back with some more exciting news.
1, 2, 3, 4.
In this world where everything seems to be going sideways, when you need things set straight, Zanna Coffee Straight Shot Espresso. Start your day with a bang. The best organic and GMO-free coffee beans from around the world to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade, certified, sustainable, organic coffee. That means we do not use slaves. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Find Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com www.zannacoffee.com. Don't be cheap, you deserve the best. Get Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com. Okay guys, another Sunday, another show. We're almost at the end today's broadcast. You've been listening to Love, Guns and Freedom with Luca Zanna, and this is the hour about love. So if you want to be on the air, if you are single, or if you want to just meet friends, and you believe in freedom, you are a freedom lover. I don't care which party you are. If you are no party, even better, because you're free from your party, okay? But the point is, if you believe in freedom, respecting each other and individual rights, and guess what? I would love to have you here. It's very simple. All you have to do is go to freedomlovers.us. You can, if you want to just put yourself out there, it's free. Also, just go to my other website, lovegunsfreedom.com. There is the email. Contact me. The name is Luca Zanna, and I would like to have you as my guest. Simple as that. Now, coming back to the show. This show is an act of love, and also is an act of free market. I do not even, going around looking for sponsors. It is not a typical commercial show, because I want to be sure that when I bring a sponsor here, I must be, first of all, guaranteed that I can say whatever I want. Many sponsors sometimes have problems when I touch some topics or some politicians, or the fact that I am not left nor right. I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. I'm myself. So sometimes some sponsors may have problems. So guess what? I created my own sponsors. That's why if you want to keep a freedom of speech on this show, it's very simple. You can do it many ways. Number one, you can go to zanna.us. The song I showed to you before, Thinking of You, is one of my more than 100 songs that I wrote since I came to America. Some instrumentals, some there are with lyrics, some political, some love. You can go to zanna.us for 99 cents. You can download any of my songs, and I appreciate it. But also there is a new way now. It's called coffee, Zanna Coffee. And I really love coffee. And this is for me one of the most beautiful things I've done is like creating. I like to create. I like to create music. I like to create things, good things that people can enjoy. And Zanna Coffee is a great organic gourmet coffee, top quality, and personally selected blends, and GMO free. It's great. And you can buy, of course, Zanna Coffee directly at zannacoffee.com, www.zannacoffee.com. There are great specials. But I'm trying to help also local businesses to share my coffee so they can help me out and relieve some of my, work. I'm just a single guy here. So I really appreciate if you can now support some of these businesses. And I give you the names. This week I went to, for example, you can buy Zanna Coffee at Black Bridge Brewery in Kingman. Downtown Kingman, Black Bridge Brewery. They serve my coffee by cup, great. If you're in Golden Valley, at Jerry Fennis Gift Shop. Jerry Fennis Gift Shop, Highway 68, 5369. 5369 Highway 68, Jerry Finney's Gift Shop. Then there is a Stacy Surplus, Highway 68 on Golden Valley, 4195 Highway 68. Then, of course, you can also get my coffee in Havasu at Havasu Guns, 2115 McCulloch Boulevard, North. Let me say again, Havasu Guns, 2115 McCulloch Boulevard, North, Lake Havasu. Then if you are in Hackberry, it's beautiful, really remote little area. I love it. On Route 66, Hackberry General Store. It's an incredible store. It's exactly there. Route 66 is, if you go to Hackberry, you can see it's like about 15 miles from Kingman. It's amazing. You're going to really love the place. And then there is another great place I just joined this week, and it's called the Stetson Winery in Valle Vista. Stetson Winery. It is exactly located in Valle Vista, 10965 Moonscape Way, Kingman, Arizona, but technically it's Valle Vista. So that's the way. When you go there, say that you want Zanna coffee, and every bag you buy of Zanna coffee, you also support the show. And I appreciate it. Okay, listen, the show is over. I want to thank you again. I want to thank my guest. I want to thank the listeners. I want to thank my friends. I want to thank my foes. Because that's the idea that I thank everybody. I want my enemies on the show. That's the idea. Anyway, guys, talk to you next Sunday, God's willing. Meanwhile, I hope you have a great week. You've been listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna on United States.fm Network.